Hi, I'm Jaega Wise, and this week we are kicking off the BBC Food and Farming Awards. I hope you enjoy the show. I am in Northern Ireland, and I'm so excited to be here to launch the BBC Food and Farming Awards. It's the time of year that we celebrate those who are making life better through food, those contributing to the environment, our health, strengthening local food chains, and making delicious food and drink. This year we're holding the ceremony in Belfast, so I'm here at the Balmoral Show, Northern Ireland's biggest agricultural show, to find out what makes this nation a great place for food and drink producers, food innovators and farmers. Despite accounting for less than 3% of the UK population, Northern Ireland produces around 8% of total UK food output by volume and more than 10% by value. It's also a great place for innovative small producers as well, with something of a food revolution happening since the signing of the Good Friday Agreement at the end of the 90s. Something we've covered many times in the food programme over the years. We'll be meeting a lot of those innovators as we explore the show. But before that, I need to let you know that the nominations for this year's awards are now open. It's time to tell us about your food heroes, those people and businesses who are going above and beyond to create amazing food and drink. You have until the 15th of June at midday. All you need to do is go to bbc.co.uk/food awards to read all about the categories and nominate. There you can also find our terms and privacy notice. The first thing I need to do is to find our head judge for this year, chef, writer and broadcaster, Paula McIntyre.
And they sell it so little leaves, and then it's...
Paula, could you introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Paula McIntyre. I'm a food writer from Northern Ireland.
And you and I have judged together on the BBC Food and Farming Awards.
We did, yeah, a few years ago. Was that 2018, I think?
I know, it was a while. And this year, you're going to be heading up our panel.
Yes,
you're going to be leading us.
No, it's quite surreal, Jaega. I'm delighted about it. I'm delighted it's coming to Northern Ireland as well.
I'm so happy it's here in Northern Ireland.
We've come on so much, Jaega, in this past, sort of 25 years. The way that the food and drink scene in Northern Ireland and hospitality has evolved, and it's mushroomed completely, and really this past 10 years, it's sort of out of control in a good way, and a lot of it's about collaboration. It's about an influx of tourism and the realisation that tourists want food from a place. People want to have heritage food. They want food that tells a story, and we're starting to get really good at that and not be modest anymore and think that that some of our stuff, like our breads, we've got like soda bread and soda farls and potato bread, and in the past we were kind of thinking of that maybe like peasant food, but then when you actually taste it and when you serve it to people, it's like that's like our focaccia or our baguette.
Northern Ireland, very famous for its dairy produce, very famous for its beef. What are some of the other great produce that you can find in Northern Ireland?
But like our vegetables as well. You probably come in this morning and you see the green fields.
Oh yes.
So it's wet here, Jaega. Right now, maybe
I know it's raining right
wet.
now.
It's gonna wet. It's wet, right? But we've got lush land, and we've got great produce, and our vegetables are fantastic. I think our potatoes here are, we've got some great potatoes. We've got the Cumber Early, which is a PGI status potato. It comes in about June, and that's a completely different potato then from somewhere in the north coast that maybe has been fertilised by seaweed. So we've got a terroir in Northern Ireland, which I never really thought of before, but everything's different. So the spuds are different, as you said about the dairy, but pork, something that we do really, really well here. Goodness, we have so much, and I think the other thing now is we have these producers now, they're adding value to food. So it's like, yes, you've got great pork, but we've got great charcuterie makers now.
And I'm excited to try lots of delicious produce.
So you're going to go into this, into the food marquee here, and you're going to have great food, because there's a guy in there called Mark who's known as the Crazy Baker, who's doing old-fashioned griddle scones. You have to try his treacle farl, which is absolutely amazing. There's some lovely charcuterie, there's cheese, we've got an Irish black butter, which is an old recipe reinvented. There's so much.
What about yourself, Paula? I mean, could you tell us a little bit more about your background?
Yeah, so whenever I finished college here, when I was 20, I moved to London because I thought that was where it was at, and it was. And I worked in restaurants. Now, they were talking the 80s here. I'm aging myself, but like L'escargot, Langan's, Brasserie, old school. And then I got a scholarship to America, so I put that all on hold for 3 months to go and do this scholarship. But after the 3 months at the culinary school, they offered me an international scholarship for 2 years. Then I came back to Ireland, and then I moved to Manchester, opened a restaurant there. So after about 5 or 6 years, moved back here to work in restaurants in the south of Ireland, and then started teaching, and then started to do a bit of media work. Did Ready Steady Cook in 2000, and then that kind of opened doors, and then started doing radio in Northern Ireland, doing a bit of TV in Northern Ireland, still teaching. I've written 3 books, gave up the teaching, and now I just, do what I want now. But as long as I still cook every day, I write, I do demos, pretty much anything.
And the sun's come out just in time.
Stopped raining. Just so I talk about myself.
It's shining upon us. It's shining upon us.
Yeah.
So I only know about the Balmoral Show. Tell me about it.
Balmoral Show's been going on for over 100 years. I mean, I remember coming here when I was young, and it was very much a farming show. There was no food at it. Now it's referenced as a farming and agri-food show. The food side of it has really come on. So Food NI started in here in 2007, not at the old site in Belfast, and they had 7 food producers. Just in a small area, there was like a tiny cooker, and we all cooked. I think it was 1 ring, but now we have 2 theatres in there. We've got all these producers, and then outside you've got street food, you've got major supermarkets as well represented. So you've got your lovely cows and your equestrian area and your pigs, but you've also got the food.
I'm leaving Paula and heading into the huge and very busy NI Food Pavilion, where there are rows and rows of stalls with a huge range of local producers, from meats and cheeses, crisps, beers, and even fibre drinks. In one corner, there is a man kneading bread in front of 2 large flat-top grills with big fluffy breads cooking on top.
I've been told by Paula McIntyre that I just have to meet you. That are you the crazy baker?
I am, yes. My name is Mark Douglas, aka the Crazy Baker.
And what are you doing right now? I can see a very busy queue.
Well, this one here, we'll start off with at the back here, the round ones are soda bread with smoked bacon and cheese baked inside. They're quite popular. So this one here is a plain soda farl. So each one of these I'm scaling off. In the trade, these are known as a head, and out of each head I'll get 4 soda farls. It's local bread. It's traditional Northern Irish hot plate goods. So these breads are cooked on a large home bakery style griddle forward slouching, known in the trade as a hot plate. It's a flat surface, and the breads are essentially flat breads. Yeah.
For our listeners who have never had Northern Irish bread,
It's time they did. It's none of this never had. It's time they were over here, or I was over, because they're missing out.
What's it like? Describe it for me.
Soda bread is soft. It has a lovely buttery milk flavour. Yeah, and it is good to carry many flavours, i.e. in this case we bake it with smoked bacon and cheese. But primarily the origins of a soda farl are it's an integral part of an Ulster fry, along with potato bread, which we have here. Yeah.
There does seem to be more excitement in traditional Northern Irish foods. Have you noticed?
Well, I would think, that has to come from, not to mention our past, the 40 years where we weren't really promoted because of the scenario that was here. But thankfully that's all moved on. So now obviously there's more promotion going on of Northern Ireland foods, Northern Ireland hospitality, Northern Ireland tourist destinations. And why is it good food? Because it's all local produce. You have grass-fed cows, you have home-grown milling flour, you have buttermilk on top, so for the purpose of baking soda bread. So I would look at it, all those things are creating that excitement around our bread, our vegetables, and especially our meat. Our beef meat is fantastic.
Hey, can I please have a potato apple?
Yes.
And also I've been told I must try the treacle fowls as well.
The treacle one?
Yes, please. One of each. Oh, it's still warm. I'm going in with the potato and apple. Oh, that's lovely. It's like a doughy, bready, similar to an apple turnover, but chewier and more lovely. Oh, that's gorgeous.
So my name's Wayne Adair. I am the owner, managing director of Papa's Mineral Company, which encompasses 3 different brands of soft drinks and cordials based in Belfast, Northern Ireland. Papa's Mineral Company, Longbridge Drinks Company, and our newest range, Irish Sisters.
Oh, I would love to try some of your drinks.
Maybe we should go for something a wee bit lighter then to try first.
Okay, go
so
on.
That's our Belfast Raspberry and Rose Soda. Described as liquid Turkish delight, can be drank on its own, enjoyed just like it is now, or ideal as a mixer with gin or vodka or your favourite spirit.
It is like Turkish delight. It's very sweet. Would be fantastic with a gin.
Yeah.
Very nice. Okay, and next.
Next we'll try our Longbridge Drinks Company Belfast Ginger Ale.
Okay.
So ginger ale was invented in Belfast in the late 1800s.
Really?
Yeah, and I discovered that probably about 2011, 2012, and I thought, well, there's nobody making ginger ale in Belfast anymore, and I wanted to bring it back.
And you've done a ginger wine, my grandma's favourite.
So yeah,
She loves the ginger wine.
that is everybody's favourite. So that is how I first started into the drinks industry. Was 10 or 11 years of age, my mother gave to me a recipe that belonged to her mother for ginger wine, a non-alcoholic drink traditionally served Northern Ireland, also Scotland, and everybody had it on their table at Christmas time.
Alcohol free.
Alcohol free.
Interesting.
You know what Northern Ireland is, and there was a big temperance sort of non-drinking establishment, so that's traditionally then it would have been a non-alcoholic drink, but it does have the taste of nearly having a kick like alcohol, and that's what I remember as having a child. You would have drank a little shot of ginger wine and you'd have nearly thought you were having an alcoholic drink because it's so spicy and so rich. But as I say, in modern times now, there is quite a trend to not have alcohol.
The BBC Food Awards are coming to Northern Ireland for the first time this year. I mean, what's it like being a Northern Irish producer?
It can be difficult. It can be, whenever I'm away from this event here now and you're back at producing and dealing with suppliers and orders and invoices and things like that, that's the difficult part. But what keeps you going is then coming to an event like this, seeing your customers face to face. And the other things is being recognised at awards. For the first 10 years that I existed, I never entered awards. I thought, no, that's not for me. I do not want to put myself out there because maybe, and that's what Northern Ireland's about. Sometimes we don't shout enough about how good and how high quality our products are. And we've been recognised multiple times over the last 10 years. Northern Ireland traditionally has been known to punch above its weight. For this small region, per square mile, there's a lot of high quality food and drink producers, and the more increases and the more it should encourage small drink producers to start up and take the battens on from the rest of us.
I'm Michelle Shirlow, Chief Executive, Food NI.
And how's it going, the Balmoral Show?
It's going brilliantly. Loads of healthy products this year in the Food Pavilion for the first time, which is really exciting. But we've over 100 exhibitors and so many people through the door. It's great.
So I've heard that this tent that has all the food producers in, that we've been wandering around today,
Yep.
has grown somewhat in size over the years.
Yeah, well, we started off with 6 companies originally, and now we would have over 100. But the exciting thing is the majority of the companies in the tent will have started up within the last 5 or 10 years. So, it's a good place to showcase innovation and launch new products.
So what's happening in Northern Ireland to have so many small producers start in the last decade?
Well, lots has been happening. I think that really since about 2010, we've seen real growth in different new products come along. Initially, it was farmhouse ice creams, farmhouse cheeses, and then we had an era of alcohol startups. But now we're definitely into an era of kind of healthy products, with people like adding fibre to drinks or doing healthy breakfasts or good quality protein bars. It's like every 2 to 3 years we see trends coming along. It's fabulous.
And What's so fascinating about this show is this combination of agriculture and food being so closely intertwined. Was that purposeful from the beginning?
Yeah, well, really it is purposeful because whenever we first started out, it was always a massive agricultural show, but didn't have a huge number of food displays, and that was back in 2008. But, really, agriculture is all about food, so we really wanted to have a world-class area where we could bring people and say, look, here is our industry, here are our traditions, here's our cuisine. You saw the crazy baker making the soda farls, the potato bread, and all the griddle goods. So it's a place where we bring buyers and obviously citizens come and enjoy as well, and we can say, here is our food culture, and here's the best of the best.
I want to know what Paula kind of means to the Northern Ireland food scene. She's our head judge this year, and Paula's very modest about her own achievements. I mean, what does she mean to the Northern Ireland food scene?
Paula is a complete legend in the Northern Ireland food scene. She's just done everything and taken our food story everywhere. She's just been so true to her roots. She takes traditional recipes, she talks about dulse when she's on other Radio 4 programmes, she makes soda bread when she's in Borough Market. She is just the epitome of good, honest food from Northern Ireland.
There are animals and there is food at this show, but another thing you'll find at agricultural shows is tech. Mostly machines, with big diggers and tractors for the public to see. But I want to talk to a software company that is having a big impact with farmers here in Northern Ireland.
My name's Jaega.
Jaega, nice to meet you. Hi, I'm Garth MacDonald, co-founder and CEO of FarmDrive.
I want to hear all about FarmDrive. Tell me about it. What is FarmDrive?
So FarmDrive basically started on our own family farm back in 2022, where paperwork and everything in agriculture is getting kind of silly now, where more and more time spent on farms sitting at a desk filling out paperwork. So we decided to try and change that, where we built software, simple software, to basically take that pain of compliance out of it. And it's kind of grew over the last 3 years now into tracking efficiency on farm, profitability, and helping governments drive down or with sustainability and everything like that. Where I started out in our own family farm, and now it's 25% of the cattle population of NI using it.
So it's quite incredible growth.
Yeah, it's definitely surprised us. We had our own software jobs before this, and we kind of just took the plunge one day, and now we grew from 2 co-founders up to a team of 8.
Wow. Okay, so what kind of metrics does FarmDrive track?
We would track antibiotic usage in animals, trying to drive that down so there isn't as much resistance and new drugs coming out. But as well as that, we would track profitability, because if you don't have a profitable farm, you don't have a farm full stop.
And how open are farmers to new technology?
You would be actually really surprised, because we've got just over 1,100 farms using it now, a quarter of the cattle population here, where ever since the inheritance tax thing came out, or IHT, it really drove a lot of older farmers to use it. We have farmers from 16 all the way up to, I think our oldest is 87, using the mobile app and laptops, so it's really surprising. But they all see the need to be more efficient, so it's these kind of tools they're all turning to. For beef farmers, we can calculate their profit per animal from 2 pictures using OCR technology. So we capture purchase price and weight and sale price and weight, and then we can do all of their feed deductions, antibiotic deductions straight away. So it gives them a really clear picture, so even if they aren't that tech savvy, they can do it really simply.
This is quite an innovative product you've come up with here. I mean, how innovative is Northern Ireland in the food and drink sector generally?
It's kind of, over the last 3 years, we've kind of been around the world to see how innovation, especially in agriculture and in software, has been. We've been in San Francisco, the whole AI revolution and everything, but everything does seem to come back to agriculture. Massive software firms are coming into it now, and for Northern Ireland especially, it's a really good test bed because of our geographic location. We're in the UK first and foremost, but we're also in the EU. And because of the size of the country, it's a really good test bed to get a broad spec and a broad range of absolutely everything. So you do see a lot of multinational companies coming here to basically try new stuff out.
We want to hear which companies or individuals you think are shaping the future of food. Dan Saladino is the judge in the food innovation category at this year's awards, and he's here to tell you more about it.
To have a healthier planet and healthier people, we need a different food system. For that to happen, we need fresh ideas for how we grow, produce, process and access food. The global challenge is great, from climate change to conflict onto diets causing poor health and forms of agriculture that cause biodiversity loss. This category in the awards, food innovation, is where we celebrate solutions for those challenges and the people behind them. Innovators at every stage of the supply chain that feed us, sometimes working in the most unexpected ways.
It's a mesh-covered pot, and the bait used in this is actually light instead of bait. You can actually attract scallops.
Last year's winner, Devon-based Fish Tech, discovered how fishers can catch valuable seafood without damaging fragile seabeds, all by using lights inside a crab pot.
It's bizarre because no one's discovered this before, and we found it just purely by accident. Sure enough, every time you hauled a pot with a light, you'd have scallops in the pots, and every time you hauled a pot without a light, there were no scallops at all.
And it's not just technology we're interested in. In 2023, the Alexandra Rose charity were winners for an idea helping people on the lowest incomes access fresh fruit and veg. The innovation? Families are given vouchers that can be used at local markets to buy healthy food.
One of the stories we hear really regularly is the benefit of the programme of being able to put a fruit bowl on the table where your kids can just help themselves to that fresh fruit and veg. Families where money is really tight, they've not had the ability to do that. With the Rose vouchers, they can.
From feeding people to enriching soil, in 2024, the recipient of the Food Innovation Award started out as an event, became an annual gathering and built an international network of farmers, all looking to transition to more regenerative forms of agriculture. It's called Groundswell.
In order for us to facilitate change in the adoption of regenerative agriculture, the best way to achieve that is for everyone to share what they know. Every farmer knows something that other people would benefit from knowing, and I think Groundswell facilitates that community remarkably well.
So if you know of an equally inspirational innovation, from tackling food poverty and catching fish to a knowledge exchange that can help feed the soil and beyond, please let us know.
Just a reminder that the nominations for this year's BBC Food and Farming Awards are now open. You have until the 15th of June at midday to nominate your food heroes, people and businesses who are going above and beyond to create amazing food and drink. All you need to do is go to bbc.co.uk/food awards to read all about the categories and nominate. There you can also find our terms and privacy notice. The next person I'm meeting is Eve Blair, who's a new judge. We have a special Northern Ireland award this year, the BBC Radio Ulster Food Hero Award. She is a presenter on Your Place and Mine here in Northern Ireland. Can you tell me a bit about your programme, Eve?
My programme? Well, Your Place and Mine is a lovely little celebration of people, places that don't make the headlines, that you don't see in the news, but what they're doing for their community, for their place. They're championing it, you know, and it's like that real heart and soul of Northern Ireland and the little hidden bits.
And you've been coming to the Balmoral Show for a long time.
Oh my goodness.
Why does it mean so much to you?
Do you know, I grew up on a farm, so my dad was a dairy farmer. We had a really busy farm, so we had our summer holidays, but we also had Balmoral Show. So you had that day where everybody got into the car, packed up. We drove up from County Tyrone to Belfast to the Balmoral Show, and it was a day out. It was a celebration. Everybody was just a wee bit, you know, lighter on the shoulders. You got to forget about the farm. You got to forget about everything. I was first brought here before I was even a year old on a buggy.
Wow, I've seen a lot of buggies.
Yes. And what you'll see also, you will see people who are pushing buggies with babies that they themselves were brought here when they were younger, and their grandparents are here. It's a real generational thing, and it's a bit of fun.
And you're going to show me around the cattle shed.
I am. I think you cannot come to Balmoral Show without coming into this place, because this is like the little secret behind the scenes where they're all getting prepped and ready and shampooed and everything happening before they go onto the ring, which is just beside us. We're just overlooking the ring here. So I think we'll go for a little sneak peek. If you're okay with that now.
Yes, I am.
Are you sure?
I'm a bit scared, I'm not going to lie. But...
Don't be scared. I'll look after you. Country girl will look after you.
Wow, okay.
Well.
Okay. So these are the prime animals.
You have got some of the best livestock, top tier livestock in the whole of Northern Ireland, UK, Ireland. They've all gathered. You see the rosettes are all there. Yes. Some of them have already had their competitions. Some of them are still waiting to go to the competitions. But this is where it's all happening.
Okay.
So you've got each of the different pens, the little straw bales, sectioning out where each animal is. So each family, each company will have their own little area.
So it's such an interesting combination at the Balmoral Show between livestock and delicious food.
Well, I often think with Northern Ireland, we are really, really very generous when it comes to food and food awareness. So I think there is a huge emphasis on trying to attract people from towns and cities to say, this is not just a show to celebrate rural life. This is what we do. It's like a showcase of the countryside. Okay, Jaega, I think, I can tell you only so much, but I think to get a bit of an insight, I want to introduce you to Thomas, who knows all about this world much more than I do.
Okay, let's go.
Good.
Hi, I'm Jaega.
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
How's it going? Hi, I'm Thomas Devine of Brownhill Charlie's.
I'm in cultural shock right now, to be honest. It's my first time ever
This is a sheep.
I'm not that bad. I know that's a cow. But I would just love to know what this all is about, how competitions work, why do you do them?
It's bred into you, sort of like, if your parents, if you run to football, you go to football matches, you'll be watching football, but we've been brought up with cattle and going to shows. It's just second nature.
So can you tell me what makes a good cow? How would you win a competition like this?
Well, see, you've got so many different breeds.
Yeah.
So every breed they've all different things about them.
Yeah.
Like my cattle, Charlies, they're originally from France. Charlie cattle are renowned for their exceptional weight gain, growth. So what makes a good Charlie cattle is, a good end, good lean body, 4 nice legs, sort of like a catwalk model. You just can't send anybody up the catwalk. Do you know that kind of way? It has to be eye-catching, has to be appealing.
And I see a rosette over there, a red rosette. What does that mean?
That's a young bull. He was first in his class.
Oh wow!
And then I've got a 2-year-old heifer.
Which one was first?
The wee one laying down, and then the heifer was 3rd in her class.
There's a lot of interest from the public.
Yeah, it's people stop and chat and get them up. And if they see you winning prizes, they want to ask you how you won it, what was your competition like. So no, they do. They be involved.
And Eve, you're judging this year. You're judging the BBC Radio Ulster Food Hero Award. Are you excited?
Oh, Jaega, I am beyond excited. I am so looking forward to this. How could you not? Like, my goodness, food, a bit of crack, meeting new people, and just really delving into what people have to offer. Some amazing produce as well. So really, really excited about it all.
What are you looking for this year as a judge?
Well, I think when I look at it from my point of view, I think we're looking for something that, it's not just what producers make, but it's how they make people feel. And I think Northern Ireland's quite a place where we're known for our warmth and sense of welcome, and the generosity when it comes to food here is mad. That spirit really matters in what we're looking for in this award as well, I think, and that connection between people and place and the product and the plate to sit down and what they're doing.
What's going on here? Oh, motorbikes! Oh my goodness! Oh wow! Oh yeah, very high leaps. Very dangerous looking high leaps on motorbikes. This Balmoral Show has got everything. Our newest award is Digital Creator, where we celebrate those who are making a positive impact in food, farming and the environment online. Here is Judge Layla Kazim to tell you more.
I'm so excited to be judging the Best Digital Creator Award again this year, and I'll tell you why. It's because I feel like there's a shift happening in social media in that consumers of it, which is basically all of us, I feel like we are after more. So what I'm really looking for this year is still the classic things. I want the content to look good and to be engaging and to be well created or produced, but I want it to go deeper. I don't want superficial level content. I want there to be something of real substance behind it, something that is truly making us change the way we think about food, that's making us have interesting and important discussions about food and farming with the people in our lives, and that really makes us pause and makes us think about our everyday decisions when it comes to food, such as when we're in the supermarket or when we're shopping online. So for me, that's really a deciding factor this year. Which creators have depth and a real message behind what it is that they are posting online and why? That is what I'm looking for this year.
I loved meeting some of the award-winning farmers here at the Balmoral Show. But time to head back into the food pavilion to meet some more producers who are turning raw ingredients from Northern Ireland into something delicious.
Hi, you're right, Jamie. Nice to meet you.
That's so bad. Yeah, so I'm Stevie and I'm from the Curly Pigs. So Stevie McMaster, we're based in County Fermanagh and we're a small farm to fork, nose to tail charcuterie business. And I farm the Royal Margherita, so it's a wee bit different, a wee bit unique. So I do actually rear the animals here, especially here in an agricultural show. It's quite unique and special to have an actual farmer and a producer here at the one spot. I'm actually a joiner by trade, believe it or not. So I'm a complete accident. I'm an accidental farmer and an even more accidental charcuterie producer. So yes, I'm a joiner by trade. Just wanted to get into farming. Had a small plot of land, about 2.5 acres of land, and just bought a pig for Christmas. It wasn't meant for Christmas dinner, it was meant for Christmas hams. 10 years later, I was like, what do I do with this here? So I had to start thinking outside the box, and that's when we started making charcuterie meat.
Are there many other charcuterie producers in Northern Ireland?
In Northern Ireland, there is only 3 producers, including myself. We just all do our own wee things, slightly different. We're exactly the same kind of products, but we all take a different turn on it. My salamis are a wee bit softer in texture, and I emphasise the fats. You actually do fat 4 different ways, believe it or not.
Show me your fats, please.
This is our butter substitute, and treat it just like butter. This is whipped lard. It's actually flavoured with rosemary and jujube, something similar to our lardo. No better.
I've never had whipped lard before.
But it's like a meringue.
Oh, and it's white. It looks like a meringue.
Just like a meringue.
And it's
fluffy.
This
is going to be the perfect taste.
Yes,
no pressure here.
Please.
So yes, excuse the wee stick. So this is really light. It's not going to be greasy in your mouth. And I like it with a bit of crusty bread.
It's like whipped butter, very similar. Very similar. Oh, and it's flavoured beautifully, guys. I'm going in again.
So yes, once again, or even down to our brand, we wanted to call it a white gold, but white gold was a trademark we couldn't actually use. So Orban is actually Irish for white gold. So this is part of me taking our Irish roots back now and starting to design products and actually make it our own.
There is a wave of excitement around small producers. I mean, are you riding that wave?
Yeah, the wave is definitely here. We're definitely, it's really starting to crest. Like, people are really emphasising on small producers. The chefs are actually wanting to come see my farm. They want to see feel the heartbeat of the business behind the products here as well. If you can wear your heart in your sleeve and you're selling a product, you'll sell product all day long, no problem.
Hello, my name's Amy Stewart and I work for Glenn's Fantrum Potatoes. Do bag potatoes into retailers, but we also do hand-cooked crisps, which go into everywhere. So our crisps are all grown locally, so it's all Northern Irish and Irish potato growers. We then bring them in, we cook them slightly thicker than most, and then we cook them in 25 kilo batches. everything that we do is quite handcrafted and quite local. So then our seasoning, we dose them with really strong seasoning, which is all locally sourced as well. So the cheese, for example, is an Irish cheddar.
How has Northern Ireland as a food country, how has it changed?
Oh my gosh, where has it not changed? In every single aspect across Northern Ireland, we take a lot of care in growing with our local growers, but even local farmers and things. They take such pride in what they do. We're such a small country, but the level of quality of food that we can produce is phenomenal. We pay so much attention to detail here, and we set the bar really, really high.
What are some of the challenges as a small producer yourself? What are some of the things you're struggling with?
To be honest, the biggest challenge would probably be staffing. It's not easy. Bagging potatoes is hard work, and that is hard, and getting up where a lot of people can go in and maybe work from home or whatever. The employment market has changed so much, so actually getting proper physical jobs done is quite hard, and we don't want to go down the road of automation all the time because we want to give back the jobs to our local people. But it's just that level of keeping the staff motivated, and when it is quite a taxing role, so.
The day is nearly over here at the Balmoral Show, so I'm catching up one more time with our head judge for this year's Food and Farming Awards, Paula McIntyre.
What is happening now, Paula?
So this is Tug of War. Yeah.
Tug of War at a food show?
Oh, what? This is an agricultural show, and these are probably young farmers. Look at the legs and that. Look at that. It's brilliant.
So they're gonna
pull a rope.
Two teams.
They take it very seriously. Look, they're very serious. Look at that, don't they?
Yes, they are.
Look, they're waving at the audience there. Look, yeah.
So is this a tradition at the Balmoral Show?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And the prize?
I'm not sure. Just
brownie
pride.
There seems to be a lot of pride.
It's not about money. It's not about money. It's all about.
It's been a great day today. Have you had a good day?
Brilliant day, yeah. But I'm glad you did. That's more important.
It's been really magical. Really magical. It's been great seeing, I think, the wide variety of people here enjoying the show.
Yeah.
From tiny babies, whole families, enjoying the food as well as all the livestock and the agriculture part of it. It's really been quite magical.
I don't think you'll do better. Might be biased.
So Paula, as head judge this year, what are some of the things you're going to be looking for?
Well, the first thing I want, on paper, I want to see people who are passionate about the nomination they've made, and that always comes out in paper. You would know that yourself. So it's just, you see this, and somebody will write this lovely story, and actually to make a nomination is sort of an act of love, isn't it, really? Because you've made this effort and something that you care about and you want them to do well. So I'll be looking for what's coming up there. Something maybe unusual. I love collaborations. I love collaborations. I love to see maybe somebody who maybe produces meat and then collaborating with somebody who does charcuterie, or a cheese maker combining that with a drinks maker. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for quality, and I'm looking for that story, and people who also that are part of the community, because I think that's one of the things that I've been talking a lot about food for this past 2 days, and really being a charcuterie producer, being a cheese maker, or being a farmer, a butcher, it's very rare that you're going to be a millionaire if you're making small products. But that's what I love about people like that, because they're not in it for the money. They're in it for the absolute love of it, and just to share that.
And you've obviously judged the BBC Food Awards before, but this year you are head judge, so you get to crack the whip.
Do you?
Do you think you're going to be a tough judge?
Absolutely. Yes. No, definitely not. I am completely non-confrontational. I will run away if it happens.
Well, it gets very tough.
I know it does.
In judging, it gets very tough.
I'll be, yes, Sheila, whatever you say, Sheila.
What does it mean to you for the BBC Food and Farming Awards to be in Northern Ireland this year?
Listen, when I first heard it, I was actually dumbstruck, which takes a lot, and I thought this is just absolutely just such a, I don't know, it's just a real privilege. It's just recognition for Northern Ireland. Finally, that if you'd said to me even 10 years ago that the Food and Farming Awards would be hosted in Belfast, I said that's a fantasy, that probably won't ever happen. But here we are, 10 years time, we've come on so much, and the fact that it's coming here, it's just, honestly, I'm just so delighted about it. I'm delighted to be head judge, but I think it's just going to be such a great thing for Northern Ireland, because when I look now, the recognition that some of our producers and that have had through the Food and Farming Awards and what that has meant to their business, but we're taking that on a massive level and really what it means to our country.
And what's so fantastic and unique about the BBC Food and Farming Awards is that it's members of the public who nominate their favourite food businesses, drinks businesses, their favourite farmers.
It's completely non-commercial. Nobody has to pay, which I think is great. And it's you, as you say, you nominate. It's a public nominate. So you have in the palm of your hand the ability to be able to change somebody's life, because these awards, as you know, are life-changing for producers and for farmers. So that's the thing. So it's just brilliant. Love it.
Just a final reminder that the nominations for this year's BBC Food and Farming Awards are now open. You have until the 15th of June at midday. All you need to do is go to bbc.co.uk/food awards, and you can read all about the categories, and you can also nominate there as well. And you can also find our terms and privacy notice. Paula and I are just going to read out the categories in this year's BBC Food and Farming Awards.
The Food Programme Best Food Producer,
Best Drinks Producer,
the Digital Creator Award,
the Archers and Farming Today Farming for the Future Award,
the Food Innovation Award,
the Countryfile Young Countryside Champion,
the BBC Radio Ulster Food Hero Award.
I'll see you at judging.
Absolutely, can't wait.
Hello, it is Danny Robbins here. For years now on Uncanny, we have explored real people's potentially paranormal experiences. But one thing that listeners have often asked me is, why don't we look at supernatural cases from the past? Well, you asked and we listened. Our new series, Uncanny Cold Cases, takes a deep dive into some of these stories, from the most haunted house in England to the original UFO abduction case. Can we make sense of these strange stories that have haunted history? Uncanny Cold Cases. Listen on BBC Sounds.